No.
Yes.
Just kidding.
You will like it.
Blood.
Okay.
You will like it. Why is everyone doing this to me?
Don't worry about it. Just accept it.
Yes. You will adjust. Your eyes will adjust. So, you have met with King Maxwell, the werewolf king of the Undercity, and let him know about the dead maintenance workers in Sector 3. And I think that's where we stopped, pretty much.
It is.
I don't think we kind of... I think I was just like, fuck you guys, we're done.
And then you're like, so you
Oh,
guys,
yeah,
you guys are going to do certain things.
Yeah. Okay.
I was
Right.
like, I'm going to library with Pearl.
Yeah, that's right.
Library is
Question mark. That was question mark.
getting trained by.
No, he wasn't getting trained. That was
That was
that was Shaman.
Yeah.
Shaman's getting trained by Nymphadora.
Yeah.
Call me Nymphadora.
Raven was following for that.
She's doing the thief thing, right?
Yeah. So basically, they're off anyway, doing their training for a few days. So that kind of gives you guys a little bit of something. So during this period of time, Lear is going to be conducting funeral rites for our dear departed friend Dick.
Who? Making
Do I get to do the eulogy?
Absolutely.
Oh boy.
Absolutely. So there are many people gathered. He was a well-respected individual in the Undercity, as well as in the Scale Town, which the Undercity is kind of like it's like Scale Town is like on this part of the spectrum. The Undercity is right over here, and then over here is everything else. Where at the far end you've got the richy riches, So he was kind of a big deal. So there's going to be some people that are upset about his loss because he's helped them find people that they couldn't find anymore. Discover what happened to slaves that were
Good dick. Very helpful dick.
Mr. Whitewood.
He was a good dick. Yes. You can ask any man or woman.
Good dick. All around. Just
Okay, so the rites are in progress, and there's that period of time when people are saying kind words about him.
You should have put it on your face. I'm labeling your face.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Head, chin.
I'll step up to the podium. Like, thank you, Rat King, for letting the Triton Kingdom speak on behalf of this man.
He nods.
Dick was a hard man. He had a sense of unwavering justice. He stood firm during the trials and tribulations of the world. I only saw him go soft once. And that was when he saved our good friend Stanwick.
Stanley kind of.
Now, Dick, he went some places that he shouldn't have gone. We all know this. We all knew Dick.
There was no hallway he wouldn't throw himself down.
There were times that Dick had some, uncomfortable warts on him. And I know some healers that helped him. There were times that Dick was... When he wasn't feeling well, let's just say he was flaccid. But all in all, we know Dick. We know Dick as a strong, kind man. And most importantly, we knew him unwavering and almost circumcised in his lawful potential. To Dick.
There are people that are just kind of looking at you astonished, like the nerve on this motherfucker. And then there's some that are just kind of.
You went to your goblin voice.
And The king, you know, he kind of has a look of it's a look of like light amusement, but still very serious. And
The twinkle in his eye.
he says,
It's like curling the lip.
"Well, I was familiar with him, and
Oh
I,
shit.
Dick.
I have a feeling he would have enjoyed your eulogy.
He enjoys a lot of things.
He came to enjoy a lot of things.
That's good."
Pearl's like stomach area is
You
like
did this.
creaking under the
You did
I
this.
did this.
You
I
did this.
shouldn't have done this.
Okay, Hagrid.
Oh, shouldn't have been dead.
You should not have done that.
Oh my god, that was the. I didn't play this. I didn't think there was gonna be like a chance to speak about Dick. That's so great.
So with that, the eulogy concluded. The remains are taken to. You would know.
Bit of testicle and
He got absolutely splattered.
fucking heel.
Some would say he painted the walls of the cavern.
Kita looks at her hand.
Somebody's gonna be around there with a gelatinous cube on a stick, just.
Searing it off of the wall.
So Lear would know that the remains are being taken to basically there's a sector where it's very deep in the soil and it's very rich nutrients, and a lot of times they'll actually bury people there to enrich the soil and use for future gardens. So
He's gonna be in deep.
Yeah.
and
Dick was a hard man.
so noticeably absent are
I knew this was.
Shaman and Raven.
The day the Dick died.
So
Oh.
Stanwyck approaches the lot of you, and you can tell that
Stan!
he's actually dressed much differently. He's
To dance?
actually no he's dressed actually in leathers, and he comes up and still biceps bulging as always.
I go for the high five, which is a medium five for him.
He kind of and he's you looking at his face, it's obvious that he's been crying.
Oh, Stan, I didn't know that you and Dick were so close.
Well, everybody else knew.
From that day, he changes his name to Stan Dick.
Dick will.
And
Oh god.
he says
Shipping him.
Dick well.
he says, I have a hard time with funerals. They're so sad.
I know, friend. I know. Don't you worry.
It could have been me.
But it won't be, because we are friends and we got this.
To be fair, you were friends with Dick.
Yeah, but he was a dick. But
He was your dick.
You are a Stanwyck, and that is a drastically different thing.
I've been thinking for the whole few, hours since everything's happened, and I'm going to need to do something to make a living. So I talked to the king, and he said maybe I could come with you guys and,
Absolutely.
help.
A friend is always welcome. Yeah, see, Pearl needs someone to help her, stay in shape. I obviously am a small statured person, and I know Pearl likes to arm wrestle, and I see your arms are the size of
I don't want to arm wrestle her.
cannons.
No.
But
How do you wrestle rock? You can't wrestle rock.
Oh, no. I insist that you try sometime. It's an experience. I've done it before. I won once. I think she let me, but it's an experience.
She got distracted.
Dick tried once.
That's why he
Now
got
he's
smashed.
dead.
All right, we're not trying to scare him.
If I hadn't watched him die myself, I would be alarmed.
Get it? Because he tried to wrestle the
Well-
rock that came down and
Well, Stanwyck,
The fact that you had to explain that.
so you want to come with us? What are you going to come do with us? You're just going
Are you gonna
to travel around? do the journeying thing?
I can fight a little.
Good man.
I'm good with a mace.
Oh,
you
I have
see
seen.
Norlac with bandages over there, motherfucker.
That was in the past, Norlac.
So yeah, Norlac is also there. So what do you guys do now?
I pull Pearl off to the side. We're gonna separate from the group.
Okay.
Don't go to the door.
And
Yes.
look what I learned how to do. You can't touch what you can't see, and I cast invisibility on her.
Can I see myself though?
No, you are invisible.
Yes. I'm trying not to freak out. Like,
Pearl,
what is happening?
Pearl, you're gonna be like that for an hour.
Why?
We can go to the door and know that you're going there.
Except that you'll be running off me. It's funny.
No, I'm gonna have to walk this one out. I came to terms with this once I decided to try this, and we don't have to do it today. We can do it another day, but I can do this and we can sneak our way to the door.
To the what?
Do the what? We should do this.
Yes. Do you want to be seen again, or do you want to stay like this for an hour?
I want to stay like this.
All right. I don't know where you are, so I'm just talking in your general direction. You could have moved by now, and I wouldn't know. Pearl?
Meanwhile, I'm back here like,
Pearl? Damn it, she left me.
I'm just standing there.
You hear slight shifting on the ground right next to you,
Pearl?
and it's kind of just
I'll
right.
poke you in the back like,
Got tickled.
I'm still here.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm invisible now.
I'm invisible now.
Look at me. You can't.
I was just about to do that, you son of a bitch. Get out of my head.
Two guards walking to.
So what are you three doing while this conversation's happening?
Well, I want to go to free somebody.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, let's explore that. How do you want to do that?
Go up to the surface. I want to
I'm going to abuse this immediately.
I want to.
ask around where they keep the prisoners.
Okay.
Awesome, though.
Yes.
Well, the way I kind of see that transpiring, you could ask people in the undercity, because the whole concern now is well, actually no, you're a human, so you wouldn't really have been noticed necessarily. So you
And I attacked one person in the fog, and that was it.
true. So yeah, you could probably get away with it. Okay.
I actually want to find the night captain dude,
Mm-hmm.
or what, guard captain, not night captain, and ask him if I can question the captain of the ship, whose ship I came in on.
Okay. Okay. Well, while I'm thinking about how we're gonna do that,
Yeah.
you do?
There's an apothecary around here, right?
Yes. There's
Okay.
there's basically like anything that you can think of. It's an under metropolis, more or less. You would also, given that you're from here, you would understand that beneath the Undercity, there are even more layers. Like there's basically the layer where the Drow come from. Yeah, Undercities are like onions.
You mean like ogres? Everybody loves coffee.
Yeah, there's a great tavern called the Chocolate Thunder from Down Under. Don't order the pie.
Chelsea. That was funnier than what you said.
Anyway.
So as I was saying, there's there's like the layer of the Drow, where the ones that are currently in the Undercity are either exiles or they escaped or something like that, and they're primarily male. There's below that, there's just a lot of nasty shit that people don't really know much about. So, and so you guys have any idea what you're going to be doing, or do you want us to just focus on them for the moment?
Yeah, I'll have something figured out by next week for.
Okay, so we will we'll go to them, and then we'll kind of figure things out. The king would talk to you, though, just to let you know, the under king. So, you two,
Yes.
continue.
Okay. So we're going now.
Are we gonna go today or are we gonna go tomorrow? Okay.
I'm already invisible.
Alright. I'm gonna head to the door. You head to the door too?
Okay.
I don't know where
Oh,
you'll be.
you're planning. Sorry.
But when we get there, we'll figure it out. But this way, no one knows that you'll be there.
We should probably open the door so no one gets suspicious. Wait, is there a door?
You're not to it yet.
No, not that door. But I mean, is there a door leading
Yeah,
out of where we are?
anywhere that we go, like I open the door first and then wait a
Yeah.
moment and close it to make it not look like.
Ah, fancy.
But the whole way there, I'm gonna do this.
The way that the city is designed, there are very few doors that would be in your way.
Okay.
A lot of it's open until you get to like the residential areas, and this right here is just one of the. It's mostly a straight open shot to most things, unless you're getting to just like a protected area or something like that.
Alright, well, we're going to the door.
Okay, all right. So you would be stopped by the king as he sees you heading off away from. You would.
Okay.
He'd kind of be like, where does friend go? But so he says, so Prince, what do you plan on doing?
Well, my compatriots, they're off training, I guess. I just plan to continue to do some reading in your library. By the way, fantastic selection.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. It's taken some time to compile it.
I greatly appreciate what you've done, and I greatly appreciate you letting me read there. It has been a boon to my heart.
I actually have something else for you as well.
Ah, you don't say.
I do. He kind of signals for someone to come over, and there's a very haggard, old-looking gnome. Not a gnome. It's like not a gnome. He has gnomish features, but he's actually human.
As he approaches him, like, Your Majesty, I'm flattered, but I prefer a younger.
Not like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So the man is wearing like he's got like a thick coat that he's wearing, and he opens it up, and then there's all these blades dangling from it.
Your Majesty, I'm flattered, but
he says, "Here, have a choice. These are very well balanced. Over here, you have some of the magical variety as well, and as you know, those may not be of use on the surface, but down here they could come in handy."
Very well. I'm gonna inquire what they are. I guess. What's all?
You just ask him.
Yeah. What's all there?
Okay. Well, I mean,
Give
basically,
me the
there's
shopping list.
all right. There's just short and long blades. Nothing two-handed really, but there's basically it's like all +1 mundane and +1 magical.
Without, I'm gonna look and be like, Your Majesty, without attempting to sound too pretentious, would you happen to have a blade of my people handy, or a way to get one?
I should have known.
And talking about a trident, baby.
Right. He sends his man off. He just scurries around. There's all this clanging as he's running. And he comes back after a few moments, and he's got a nice. He's got two. One of the magical, one of the non-magical variety.
Oh, so is there an asking price for this for these, or?
This is on the house for the service that you and your friends.
Greatly appreciated, sir. I will take the magical trident.
Okay. All right, so you can add a +1 trident to your inventory.
Oh, got a trident.
And
I am a trident with a trident.
I
am Neptune.
You would tell from just from looking at it that it is clearly craftsmanship from your kingdom.
Oh, interesting.
On the bottom it says this is not property of Captain Morrow. Snuck in with calligraphy. Hey guys, I don't do anything.
Never mind me.
Doo-doo.
And he'll also kind of like just put his paw on your shoulder, more or less. He'll say, and as said before, you have access to our storage facilities should you need to keep your magical equipment here while you do things on the surface. But you might have to make sure that you're not wanted up there first.
Indeed.
Same goes for your friends. Next time I see them, I will be extending this to them as well.
And from the side, you can kind of hear C as well.
He kind of looks
Confused.
Sorry.
He's a werewolf. He has heightened senses.
Oh shit. So you can hear me over here like.
You can hear the rock shifting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Let's. So you're not being stealthy. Let's do a roll here.
I mean, kind of. I'm not talking.
All right, that's an 8. That's 16, and that's a 19.
Is it a competition or is it a?
Well, that was
Yeah.
his perception. Actually, it shouldn't have been a disadvantage because
She's invincible.
she is, but he's a werewolf.
Keen hearing.
You know, great hearing and smell and shit.
Yeah. He can smell her.
Can I have advantage since I'm the?
That's what I'm saying. It would kind of cancel it out.
She would get advantage on her stealth check, but it wouldn't change his perception check.
Doesn't matter. I still.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think they would technically both get advantage.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
his is
yeah.
like actively looking for something, then it's just I think it's just his passive.
Well,
perception.
since she just said that he made, she made a noise to be heard.
I thought you were going to the door.
I am. I'm over there, but I heard him say the thing about next time I see your friends, and she was like, "See."
Getting a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring a phone
I'm getting a
call.
no call.
Yeah. So,
Well, if he was already aware of me, then he must be okay with my invisibleness.
well, that's what we're trying to figure out is if he's aware of you.
Oh,
What was your stealth roll?
14.
14
Wait,
total.
yeah. No, hang on.
I'm gonna be surprised if you have a lot. Well, you
I
are
probably don't have a lot of stealth.
barbarian. They do use some dexterity.
16.
Yeah. He rolled a natural 16 at the lowest. It was a natural 19 if you do advantage. So, yeah, he looks in your direction and
His hackles up. Just kidding.
no, there's just a look of frustration or discontent on his face,
Mm.
and he says, "Show yourself."
Oh, Majesty, sorry. I learned a new thing while I was in your library, and I'll dismiss the invisibility spell.
Hello.
You understand why I would be leery of people being invisible in my presence.
Sorry, I was practicing the spell, and then you called me over. I forgot to dismiss it. Please
And
forgive
I was
me.
just playing.
All right, well, let's
No more playing.
let's see your persuasion to see how well he takes it. Not you. Well, I'm just saying he's the one who's calming him down.
Ooh, natural 14 plus
That should be more than enough.
plus 8,
Yeah.
22.
Plus you've got some diplomacy. So yeah, he says, well, suppose we all have to learn the rules, or well, not the rules.
Apologies, I just learned how to do that. I was very excited, and I had to show my best friend.
It is a neat trick.
Yeah, do you
Only
want me to do it to
friends.
you? Watch. You can't hit what you can't see, and then I turn him invisible. Fuck, I'm losing all these spell slots. We have to do this tomorrow, Pearl.
All right, is there a thing if they're unwilling?
I just touch them, and they become invisible
Okay.
until they do an action or attack.
Turn it off.
Oh,
Turn it off.
Sorry. I dismissed the spell.
You can see what you can hear what you can see. Undone.
Kind of pulls at his cloak. Please don't do that to me.
Sorry. It's very cool though.
It is cool, but I need to be seen.
Fair enough.
This is not happening near us. Yes.
Not necessarily. But, well, I mean, you guys were going off back to. Okay,
Yeah,
so it would be kind of near that area because that's where he was.
Sorry,
I'm just kind of
believe it.
watching this goofy magic, and I'm like, that's not magic.
It's absolutely magic. Sorry, I get excited when I learn new things. I recently learned a thing I can do with air. I'm not going to do it here because I feel like it might be a bit much, but it's very cool.
You'll have to show me later.
Just don't wear anything that can be blown away.
Right. Okay.
No capes.
No kidding.
I said no kilts.
That's the advantage of being a werewolf.
No kilts.
Clothing optional.
I like your style. Reminds me of a friend I once knew named Dick.
Technically, clothing is always optional. Pearl doesn't say that. I'm saying that.
Oh. Okay. So what now?
Anyways, feeling a bit famished. I think I'll go find a meal.
Well,
Pearl, let's go eat.
Bird! I don't eat.
Let's go eat anyway.
Come sit with me while I eat.
Hey, he's just kind of walked off at this point.
How do you always forget that I don't eat?
I mean, you always sit with me while I eat.
This is true. Okay, so let's go eat.
Okay. So.
I'm gonna explain to
I'm
her.
really sad that I blew it.
I'm gonna explain to Pearl that we need to wait till tomorrow because I'm out of magics for the invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
So fuck.
Well, he didn't seem to like me being invisible. Maybe we should do it while I'm visible. He'll be less angry.
I mean, if you're very quiet, they won't know that you're there.
I see.
Can't make noise. Remember, you can't hit what you can't see, but you also can't hear what doesn't speak.
Your
Bardic
wisdom.
riddle.
And then she's over here like, what does that mean?
And she's like, you're right.
She goes full thinker statue.
2 hours later, Pearl. Pearl. It. Whatever. I'm gone.
Okay. So now what?
So, well, they can go through the rest of their day. We're gonna try again tomorrow for the door because I don't have the spells.
Shame.
It's very sad.
You could always try it without the spells.
Yeah, I'm gonna try with the spells.
Okay.
I'm gonna have that emergency invisibility
What
just in
door?
case. The door that we walked past that like compelled her and I to go to it.
Oh,
And she tackled him like, no!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The door I keep saying not to go through.
Okay.
I will spend the rest of the day actually inquiring about that door.
Okay.
Subtly.
Ooh.
All right. Do an investigation check, and tell me what kind of people you're asking.
Ooh,
As I said, there are all kinds of people doing all kinds of different jobs. The only things that kind of stood out are
it's a 9.
it's a 9.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Do I know anything about this door, having been from the Undercity? And being a
Depends
magic
on how
user?
well acquainted you are with the king.
Well, if you were as well acquainted as Dick was.
You know, considering
Maybe was acquainted with Dick. Just saying. Not necessarily that Dick.
I would say
Slut.
you would be privy to the knowledge that there is some very strong magical essences behind the door.
That's basically what I was wondering.
Yes.
She's a sage, so she's like studies.
Yeah. I'm gonna at the library
Magic's
about
power.
the door. So
To the library?
yeah.
Okay.
I imagine I would be at the library actually.
So the library, with that investigation roll, the most that you find is that you look in the plans for the sewer,
Mm-hmm.
because this was actually built in the last few hundred years by kobolds primarily, and in the plans that was originally designated to be a holding area. It doesn't say what though. what it was holding.
Is there any way to find out how to open it?
Just your recollection. It just has a lot of chains and a lock.
So smash.
I'm gonna send Pearl and be like, Pearl, we need to find a way to open a lock.
Just kidding.
I mean, if that's how you want to do it, I leave that to you. You can find the way, or you can do it yourself.
That might be a little obvious.
Grabs lock.
It's okay. I'll turn you invisible if somebody comes after you,
I like this plan.
and then I'll sweet talk my way out of it.
You are good at that.
I'm a charming fellow.
I don't understand this charm, but it seems to work.
Thank you.
All right. So is that all you do for today?
Yeah.
Okay. You too.
Did I happen to notice what he was looking for? Because I think I would be at the library as well, being a sage, a scholarly individual with nothing else to do at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, you could have. I would say you can also do an investigation roll if you were curious to see what he's up to.
I would think so. Seeing him scurry about, asking everybody questions.
I ended up not asking. I just ended up
he's just looking at the library.
Just researching. 4. Didn't notice.
May the dice ever be in your favor.
Never be in my favor. Yeah, I didn't notice.
Okay.
Sheets.
I let loose all the
So yeah, you become a little curious about it, and just kind of look at him, just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Oh, just
I'm
chilling.
kind of watching him like, I can teach you magic.
Oh, I'm learning already. It's wonderful.
That's not magic. That's a parlor trick.
Rude. Can you turn invisible?
I can take away your invisibility. Your spell has no power over me.
Well, if I could do it again today, I would.
I can turn him into a stain. Her.
That's a she, bro. You're a girl. You should know this.
I forgot he was playing a girl.
Yes.
This is going on my
I
fridge.
went from dick to playing a girl.
Doing
That
It's a
explains a
weird
lot.
transition.
doing acolyte shit in the temple.
Trans.
Transition. Oh shit! It was.
Hey,
Really
if that's
hard.
ever,
His
if you ever
dick's
have
not
something
really
specific you want to do, just
Big. We had a sex change.
all right. So,
Dick less.
you have gotten your well-needed rest,
Oh yeah.
long rest. You wake in the morning.
Today.
Did anybody tell me where to find Captain Morrow?
Okay, so you would have been encountered by the king, and he would have also extended to you selection of all kinds of different weapons.
Oh, what is that? There we go.
Yiklewas,
Jicklewood.
monk weapons.
Martial weapons?
No, simple weapons and swords.
Simple weapons?
And short swords.
There's a whole thing right there.
Well, I just needed to see what I was forgetting. I want to get a special sneeze weapon.
Okay.
Yulka.
Magical, non-magical.
Magical.
Magical.
Let's go
I
for
mean,
a
the
high five.
non-magicals are still +1.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
went- you went a very different direction.
Arrested up on the surface. That's the only difference.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna hide the
So I just
magical one
realized.
because I have my regular one too.
This spell.
Yeah.
All right. So he gives you that, and he also would want to know what you're what your plans are now that you guys have done your thing.
We came on a ship and I went to talk to the captain. He was arrested.
He would look at you with kind of puzzled. He would say, "You actually expect to speak with a prisoner of the guard?"
Well, I see one or two things happen. I get to talk to him or I don't. I'm already not talking to him. Find something else to do.
Fair enough.
Or
Right.
get in some other way.
Just be safe, I guess.
No promises.
Okay. All right. So you will be departing, and
Bye.
yeah. So you're just gonna? Are you just gonna go straight over to the keep?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you get back up there. It is
Real quick, is the +1 to hit or damage?
both.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're using D&D Beyond, it's in there anyway.
Oh.
It's
It's already calculated.
+1. If you look for +1 equal what?
Sneeze weapon.
Spell it and then spell the Y and you should be able to find it. I think. Is it YW?
It's YK.
YK. The fuck?
I told you I pronounce it wrong. It's Yukwa, but I call it a Yukwa. Yeah, it's right there.
All right, we're calling that the abomination. Is what we're calling
Sneeze
it.
weapon.
If you look it up, it tells you pronunciation is Yikelwa. Yikelwa, but it's Yikelwa, one word. It's fucking a weird
An
word.
abomination of the language.
You're an abomination.
Yes.
All right.
But it really is spelled like it sounds.
So I'm gonna get back to you.
With no
we're
vowels.
gonna be a day ahead for them
Except the
doing
Y.
this because I need to prep what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
Is
sorry.
there a
it's
store?
okay. What?
Is there a store I can visit?
Not right now.
Anyway.
I mean, unless you don't want to do the well. Okay.
No, I do want to do the
You
door.
can
but
go to a store.
Go to the store.
okay, I want to go to the store. I want something pretty.
Okay. You going through stores in the Undercity.
I'm shopping right there.
You're shopping with us?
Riding on our shoulders.
Okay.
Shocker.
Okay. So you approach. You go through several stands. Most of the merchants sell potions, weapons, things that are more I guess useful down there. There's also like people selling cooking ware, meat, stuff like that. But you eventually, after a while, find your way to a cute little stand that is owned by what appears to be a were rat. And
Is it Lucy?
Cindy.
Cindy.
Camille, Cindy.
It is.
Is Cindy?
Yes,
Oh,
she has.
Cindy.
She has little like doll houses and things like that.
Aww.
And
Of course she would.
she's got basically you get the feeling that she does a lot of sewing and things like that.
Aww.
So
Cindy.
little crafts.
Cindy
she-
Rahu.
She looks up and she's like, "Oh, you came back. It's so good to see you."
Hi, Cindy.
Doesn't even look at me, just like straight up, like, oh, you're back.
Yeah, I'm like leaning on it. Hi, Cindy. My best friend Pearl here is looking for something pretty, and we came across your shop, your stand.
What are you wanting to do with this something pretty?
I want to wear something pretty.
Where do you want to wear it? We have lots of things.
God.
I could
I mean,
I could make you something. You want like a robe? That'd be a lot of silk, but I could make it.
I want a bow.
Want a bow?
A big bow.
I've got bows. And she turns and very excitedly pulls out this container full of just tons of different bows and all kinds of different colors.
And sizes.
Just all over the place. I mean, there's some that have more of a. You can tell that not a lot of them have been sold. Looks like some of them are from the beginning of her career as a seamstress or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's some that are more recent that are pristine and lovely. And she's got some that are way oversized just to be silly.
I want one of those.
I knew.
Does she have one that's coral colored?
Coral colored.
Yes.
Very well, not patterned, but she
No,
does
but like
as
that
far
color.
as like that.
Like a
that
That
bright,
pinkish
pale
color.
pink.
Yeah.
like a bright pink.
Okay, yeah, she definitely
Does she
would
have one that would go around my head like a baby bow?
So you ask for that, and then she's like, give me just a second, and she kind of like scutters off and grabs
Voice.
with one of those little with that big bow and then some more fabric, and then she's
Now she probably has to measure my head.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to be an ass, yeah.
I'm like elbow on top of her head while it's being measured.
Doesn't move at all. Like she's like, Can.
Oh, let me help you, and then I gotta assist.
Whenever she gets, she kind of sniffing at you.
I notice. I dismiss it.
And
I double wink.
she says, "Look, how much would you want to pay for it?"
Pay?
Yes.
Hey, so you gotta buy things here.
Now we can trade.
I'll trade this for him.
I have money, don't I?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Look here, inventory.
You keep it in your little stone wallet.
Little stone wallet.
I don't remember if I rolled for money or anything.
It'll give you money.
It's a
That's the
hollow
way
rock.
that
Okay, well.
it's not a whole lot typically.
That would be
A
like a bowl,
silver?
right?
Silver's kind of steep. It's just, nice silk.
Wait, steep is in not enough or steep is in too much?
Not enough. You can make it a little more, perhaps.
3 silver.
3 silver.
I'm gonna be like, don't worry. I'm gonna pop some tags. I only got 20 copper in my pocket, but I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. This is fucking awesome. And I'll cast Charm Person with that spell.
Nice.
Shit. Okay.
And she's not trying. By the way, Pearl's not trying to be a dick. She just doesn't.
I would actually give her disadvantage because she likes you. So,
So, yeah.
4.
Alright, so she is now regards me as a very friendly acquaintance. I'd be like,
Bosom buddies.
Sadie, you're such a wonderful lady. I have, like I said, I have 20 copper, but also 5 silver. Would that be enough?
Yes. Yes. You can keep the copper. I'll just take the silver. That's fine.
Okay. I will actually jump down and give her a hug. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. She glows with just blushing and
But
stuff,
does she
and
swoon?
she swoons, more or less. She maintains her
She-
conscious.
tail.
Yes, the tail's all over the place.
Or her ears are like,
That nose is all.
oh my goodness.
This poor rat.
She actually climbs up on you and then puts it on you.
I'm so happy.
Thank you, Cindy. You've been wonderful.
I always want happy customers.
You are my favorite rodent person.
Thank you.
Technically, she's not wrong, so it's okay.
I don't mean it mean. That's just how she is.
Yeah, I know.
Cindy's just like.
That's
Okay.
inspiration, actually,
Question.
Yay.
because of your thing. What?
Okay. Question.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah, I'm so
like the
excited.
first shop spell.
So
The
now
first shot
she's
time
basically
person.
she's basically nude as rock can be, but she's got this big oversized pink bow on her head, and she's so happy.
Yep.
I'm just like riding.
Just y'all.
Now the
don't
bow can
squish
be
the bow.
hollow.
Y'all can just think of a stone golem with a pink bow on it.
And a trident.
And a
True.
trident on her head.
And a trident with the trident.
For some reason, it feels like something would be on Dragon Quest.
We are the Dragon Quest.
Okay, so now what?
I don't know.
The door.
Is it the next day?
It is the next
Yes.
Then let's go to the door.
Wait, did that happen during her day, and then we have the rest?
If you wish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can have the spell.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll need it, but why not?
A couple of bee hotchers. Why not?
All right, let's go to the door.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can go with them.
But you don't know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
you don't know what we're doing.
I'm watching you.
I'll have to explain
Like
some
you
of
were
it to you.
you were
I'll
looking
tell
up
a story.
magic stuff
I
in the
like that
library, and
one.
I'm
I
very
really want to
into
get that as a
magic,
tattoo.
so you're all bragging about your new spells and
I
stuff.
like this one.
Hmm.
I like that
I would say do a
Curiosity.
There's no
check.
curiosity
Does
check.
curiosity
I'm
kill
gonna
the
say
cat?
wisdom check.
Did you know the full
insight,
saying is
insight.
not just
Boom.
curiosity killed the cat?
But
I'm gonna let you do
something
insight
wrong.
just to
Yeah.
because right now at this point I would say that you don't really have enough to be that suspicious unless
You're metagaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What am I
you-
rolling here?
insight.
Inside.
In sizzle.
4.
Another 4?
That's a
2 plus 2.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, Nathan, do your.
Yeah.
Voice.
Hey, you got no fucking clue.
Voice.
You got no fucking clue.
What are those guys doing?
I'm not there, so I don't know either.
All right.
Your PMS is so bad that you just don't care.
Yeah, just
PMS is
that got me picked because I mean it got squished.
It's a heavy flow day.
Oh.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna start using blood magic. It's that time of month.
What have I done?
I love it. This is great.
Why didn't you stop me?
There's no
I just realized it was erased, and so now it just says, "Oh, you like Nathan."
Oh,
so
you like me?
you too?
I feel ill.
That's what happens when you think of the squish.
Okay, so we're gonna.
And then right beside you see Cindy. It's okay.
Okay, so we're gonna be in like an abode or a room or something completely alone.
Yeah. Would you let them stay? Well, actually, no. The king would provide you residence because of what's going on.
Okay.
You being a
So
foreign whatever. So you'd have some really nice quarters, and you could invite her in.
okay, so how far away is the door from where we're staying?
3 days.
I mean, it didn't take you guys more than like half an hour to get there before.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be like, all right. So I'm gonna go in disguise. You're gonna be invisible. We're going to the door.
I like this plan.
I don't know what we're gonna do when we get there, but step 1.
What would your disguise be? So I
Yeah.
don't accidentally freak out.
This, and I cast disguise self. I turn myself into a 6 foot tall, dark skinned man with a very like mullet hair and not elven ears, but like elven features except for the ears. It's very confusing.
Interesting.
And I'm wearing very nice garments, like a regal person would.
Okay.
I'd be like,
I
Like a
don't think
prince
you'll
would?
stand out.
That's
Right.
not. So the invisibility is not concentration.
no, the invisibility is, disguise self is not.
Oh, I didn't
It
know
just
that.
lasts for an hour.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it earlier, because I was reading and I was like, Chelsea, look. And then I'll be
You
like,
both of these.
and then
things.
I will my little like disguise self will reach his hand out, but like the hand that actually touches her is like half a foot down, and I do invisibility on her.
That's funny.
Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. It would.
Let's go.
Okay. So you head that way, back where you went before.
I'm gonna walk carefully so I don't boom boom around.
Okay. So yeah, you're
Tiptoeing.
Yes.
yes.
That.
Rock towing.
Rock.
Wait, tip rocking. There we go.
Tip rocking.
Okay.
Tip rocking around the Undercity. It's the time of year, so something I don't know.
So I'm gonna
Reset the whole
say, with you being invisible and kind of walking carefully, like I'll give you advantage and then like another like add your proficiency to a stealth roll.
Okay.
So it should be +3. Are y'all at +3 or +2?
Plus 2.
+2.
That's a good one. So
That's good. Okay.
15 plus your dex.
17? You said plus proficiency?
Yeah. That's
So 19?
13 plus proficiency, which is 2,
Mm-hmm.
plus your dex.
15 plus dex.
So 17.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so there is a very surprisingly stealthy.
You do not see Pearl! Sorry.
I am unseen now.
you,
Look at me. You cannot.
So you actually find surprisingly little order in this place as far as like guards and things like that. So I mean, you just walk right up to that area, and in that section, it's just very narrow walkways, and you see there's just a few workers that basically the cleanup crew that are sitting over there and
Cleaning up the
having some lunch.
the murder scene from earlier.
No, they're sitting actually close to the door, and just kind of just having some lunch.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, gentlemen, Rat King has ordered that we clean up Sector 3 as quickly as possible because there is royalty in town, and he would like to examine Sector 3, and possibly some trade route might come out of this. So you need to get back to work very quickly.
One of them kind of looks at the other and says, "Hope we're getting a fucking raise. Want to eat my fucking lunch."
Hey, I will put in a great word for that. You work hard, you deserve such a raise.
Damn right. Kind of packs it away and, all right, then let's get to it.
Appreciate you. Nice.
So they go off, and you would know that it's a pretty decent trek.
Lied my ass off there.
It's a pretty decent trek to get over to where the cleaning is. So you mostly alone.
Okay.
Well, basically alone.
Alright. I'll be like, Pearl, I don't know where you are, but open the door.
Wait, the door or
The door.
Okay. So first, I'm gonna try to test out how strong it is.
Okay. Investigation.
That's not bad.
Investigation. Oh, 9.
9.
My investigation's a -1.
9 is decent enough. You can tell that it's not a especially expensive lock. It's very basic. As far as the sturdiness, it's decent.
So could I
You can try and bash that bitch.
I'm trying not to make noise.
Also, if you attack, you lose invisibility.
Yeah, once you take your attack action basically, or do a real action, then you come out of invisibility.
You could do a strength contest to try and actually physically strength break it. That wouldn't count as an attack, would it?
I think it's an
If
action.
you take an action,
So let me make sure though.
I'm pretty sure it is because
You can tell him to do it.
Nope.
Oh, just
when
make
the
it
when
less
the when the
noise.
target attacks or casts a spell. You can do
Okay,
anything
okay.
else.
Okay, so I'm not gonna attack the door. I'm just gonna try to pry open the lock.
all right, give me a strength check.
It wasn't real. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna make this door my bitch.
Inspiration.
I'm inspiration.
She was so excited. Please tell me somebody else was looking at her face when she did that.
Oh yeah.
I was.
That was unadulterated joy at the dice.
Just know you picked her. Please don't unpick her ever. Put her in my pocket.
I'm on the wrong page. Okay,
She's so sad she went to the wrong thing.
14.
14. Okay.
Better not be enough.
It buckles in your fist.
I'm gonna be like, what's wrong, girl?
You can try again.
I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna back up and help her while watching.
So you want to try and help action?
Yeah.
Okay. So
That one
advantage.
was worse. Oh, advantage. Okay. Damn it.
Damn it, Pearl.
Kind of losing your grip a little
I'm
bit.
weak today.
A few moments later.
I'll be like, Pearl, keep watching. Let me try.
Okay.
Next thing you roll, try using that one.
I will. These dice are fire.
Hey, those were my.
You're not tossing.
Wait, what else?
I'm going to curve. So that was an 11.
Curve away.
I'm gonna cry.
Whoa!
Because you see, it's funny. You see, the hands reach about 6 inches above the lock, and it's still being pulled.
That is
I
hilarious.
don't know why we're not doing bardic inspiration.
We did.
Oh
That's why I
shit!
had so much joy.
No, that was the inspiration that he gave you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I'm gonna realize that because I'm a fucking idiot, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start singing the song from the Rocky montage that I can't remember the name of. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the
That's
fight.
what it's called.
You're going to pull this lock with all of your might and add a d6.
Fuck!
Well, do also advantage.
Because I'm still helping pull this fucking thing. Oh my god!
Is that on that one?
We're quitting.
Well, he said advantage.
You might want to save
That
that.
was my advantage.
Yeah, you might want to save that.
Oh,
The last
yeah,
third
you're
minute.
right.
10 minutes.
Well, what was the
Let me
first
try
one?
one more time. The first one was a 5.
I mean,
Okay,
you
so
can
5
try
was
as
the
long as you
advantage.
want. It's just
Right.
taking
Okay.
time, so it's fine.
Alright.
14!
Add the d6.
Basically, a minute's passing every time.
Plus 6.
20.
20. Okay. All right. With that, the lock crushes in your hands. And you wiggle it free.
I'm gonna be like
Now there's just chains.
looking around. Make sure nobody
I'm
notices.
doing that, by the way. I'm slurping
Quiet
rock
as
pieces.
the grave.
Yes. I open the door.
Well, you guys have to remove the chains.
I open the
Oh,
chains.
okay.
I mean, yeah, they're just wrapped around it. The
Yeah,
lock
yeah,
is
well-
securing it.
Well, as quickly as we can, and then we'll go in the door.
Can I keep the chains?
Yeah.
I want to wrap them around myself.
Just a floating
Because-
chain walking.
Because, exactly, if somebody comes up, I can be like, whoa. I am
Pearl?
the ghost of
Wow.
Christmas past.
What's Christmas?
Pearl, that is incredibly obvious, and I love it.
Okay. So, you guys head through the passage.
Alright, we're going.
Okay.
It's time to reroll new characters.
Yeah, probably.
So as you go forth, there are whispers in your head that start growing louder.
That's not me. I
The
swear.
glow of the fire at the end of the passage. You know, you start to see it. You know, there's a turn where it goes right at the very end.
Are we going?
What?
Because
I'll tell you later.
because there's no way that turn could go wrong.
Yes.
So
Okay, let's take it.
so
I enjoyed playing a bard with these like 2-3 weeks with you guys. It was great.
So
Now she's gonna make the board, and you're gonna make the board forge.
so you go in this room, and what you see,
Arif's my backup character.
there are candles all over the place in this room. It's very wide open, and there are chains, just like manacles, basically, with chains that are sitting on the ground. And in between it all, in the center of the room, there is a 10-foot tall creature. It is like orange, like a dark orange skin. It has enormous arms, like has small, like some smaller ones, but it has some that are enormous and they have pincers on the end. And it has the head of what looks like almost canine with these very sharp teeth. And you guys coming up, he says, "Welcome, come in."
Pearl, he's taller than you are.
I think the dog crab likes us.
Hello.
He seems
Very
nice.
astute.
How are you?
I am as well as one can be in these conditions.
Are the candles
Mm.
scented?
There's a very strong smell of sulfur.
Oh.
Kind of defeats any smell that the candles could
It
put off.
smells like raw eggs in here, and I do not like it.
My apologies. The plumbing is poor. Don't get a lot of baths,
Fair
Well, that
enough.
is just unacceptable.
isn't it?
You should be treated better.
I should. So, what brings you here?
Something compelled
Curiosity.
us to open this door.
We all want things, don't we?
Are we gonna go evil?
What do you want?
Pretty things.
So, he would kind of look at you a little closer, and you know, it's a very creepy looking creature.
So I assume he can see through the invisibility.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and
The floating chains don't help.
he would say, "You're very interesting."
Thank you. You're interesting. I've never seen one of you.
She's a stone, but she has a soul.
Yeah,
I like this.
She was a friend of mine, and she still is a friend of mine.
Stone cannot bar friendship.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You wish to know what you are.
That is true.
I know what you are.
She just stares at him like,
I'm gonna,
yes.
I'm like, Pearl, huddle. And like I huddle with the chains only.
This little jingle jingle.
You pull the chain.
And so she goes to like huddle the top half of the illusion and just completely misses it because I'm like a foot shorter than it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can trust Mr. Krabs here. Rest in peace, Stephen.
But he seems so nice. My inside's kind of shitty.
Do I think I can trust him?
I mean, what you've read, I want you to do a religion check.
Nope. It's 5.
5.
We're rolling like some dog ass right now.
All right,
Yeah,
so
me
that
too.
that is not going to help you. You can do an insight check.
Alright. That's a nat
Ooh.
20.
A nat 20. Very nice. You can tell that just the way that its mannerisms and everything, the way it's talking, the tone, it's being inviting. It's trying to express willingness to work with you. You don't really feel as though it's out to harm you. And the fact that it is currently not chained but remaining in place kind of makes you think it's not out to get you.
I'm gonna like come out of the huddle like, what do you want?
Oh.
What I want.
I'm like hip on the hand, kind of pose at him.
See,
Yes.
I believe that we are all out for our best interest, our own interests. I would like to help people find those interests and see that they seek their own.
Joke's on you. I'm here to help Pearl.
No, that's not how it goes.
That's what I did.
There you go.
What would you do to help Pearl?
A moderate amount.
A moderate amount?
And she just looks at you like, I'm so flattered, but you can't tell because she can't see your face.
And what would you do to have the gift of knowledge?
Say a moderate amount. It's a good answer.
A moderate
Please
amount.
don't do that. Let the lady speak.
Slightly more than a moderate amount.
Such a good answer. I love this character so much.
Bam.
Well,
It's true though, she would. You're making me laugh. Stop it.
I'm willing to do a trade with you.
What would you want from me?
Well, it would be, shall we say, a
You
deal
okay?
with an installment plan. Or, I think they call it on the surface layaway, I think is what it's called. I'll give you something up front.
Where would you want me to lay? She's like looking around like, if I try to find a comfortable spot.
That's not what I meant. What
So,
I mean...
I'm her accounting advisor. Let me discuss the terms with you.
Okay, I can do this. So,
I can do this.
what I'm willing to do is all I will ask of her for now is that in the future I may ask some favors of her. Nothing too extreme. But I hope that she will find herself in situations and decide to satiate her own desires.
I'm gonna recast this guy's self to be like a nerdy ass lawyer with a monocle, and I'm going to like have a fake paper that I'm reading in front as well. Like,
You're too much. I like you.
You're like the genie right now.
I only got so many times I can do this. Well, you see, the terms of your agreement are quite vague, and I'm gonna have to ask that you specify those terms a little bit more before we can agree to this.
Yeah, I saw what happened when the Care Bears agreed to this. It didn't end well.
It's intentionally vague. I change my mind about things a lot. You know, I can say what it won't be.
So you're a woman.
I'm just saying, You're giving us a rock solid bit of information, and you're having us give you an amorphous favor that can be really anything. Hardly seems like it could be fair in its entirety.
True. I suppose you could always pass.
Pearl, how bad do you want this?
Pretty bad.
Give me a scale of 1 to 10. Count to 10.
1, 2. Very slowly.
All right, now pick a number in between 1 and 10.
10.
No, you just finished counting. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
9.
Okay. I can't tell if she's counting backwards. If that's
I don't think Pearl would count backwards.
all right.
No.
You heard the woman. It's a 9.
Tell you what. Here's what I want. All you have to do is every now and then tell someone about me.
What's your name?
You can call me Jericho.
Jericho. Let me write that down.
Jericho.
Yeah, I have my notes.
Just tell someone I'm here. Let them know that I can grant their desires for small favors.
All right, Jericho. We
But-
will spread the word.
But don't tell the king.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm a man who can be very loud but know how to keep quiet.
Doesn't he know you're here?
Of course.
But he doesn't know that we're here.
Very wise.
Oh.
Bro, we must be sneaky. I'm actually gesturing over this way even though you're this way because you're still invisible.
I got the chains though.
I know, but it's dark in here.
Oh.
Alright, well... Yes, we can spread the word of Jericho.
Very well.
And when
So-
we're done, the walls will crumble.
I was about to make a Walls of Jericho joke too.
Yes.
I was trying so hard to think of one, but that's kind of lame.
You're not hard.
I liked it.
Okay, so... What can you tell Pearl?
For now, I have nothing to say other than I can give you some power to either one of you, assuming that you're both interested in this
That
deal.
doesn't tell Pearl anything.
That wasn't what I
Yeah,
wanted.
that's-
But that's because I have to gather the information. I've only just met you.
You
But-
sneaky bitch.
You said you knew what she was.
Indeed.
What do
She
you know
is-
already?
A rotten soul.
She has the soul of a human.
You're human. I thought you were trying to make me.
The fuck, Pearl? You liar! Sorry. Okay, so I mean, I got something out of it.
Okay, what is this deal of power you're talking about?
Well, it's just who wants it?
Yes.
Very well. He extends a pincer out like this. Place your hand upon my pincer.
Oh, okay.
Pearl does not wait. She goes, yep.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. So
She's happy about learning things, so she's just like, invisible hand comes down.
okay, so when you do this, you feel a rush of energy, like going through you. It's very pleasant. And yeah, it's very warm, and there's just kind of a
I haven't felt that since I was human.
yeah. I mean,
You didn't know about that until like a second ago.
it's kind of as if your
You're
soul
so upset.
your soul itself is tingling.
She's done.
You
Not
know
knowing
until
that
a second ago.
Okay. And?
And you?
Oh, I thought she was the only one who got the power.
What?
I thought only one person got the power. So
For now. How about you?
What do I do? What about me?
What do you want?
Oh, what do I want? I want to help Pearl.
Aw.
Well, I guess you can do the same thing. Maybe you'll get the answers a little faster.
Yeah, we'll spread the word of Jericho. No
But they
problem
should
with
be
that.
sure that those you tell know that they are not to tell anyone else, unless they,
Okay.
unless
Okay,
they,
hold on.
unless they
Let's-
trust them
Let's
to keep it a secret.
let's backpedal a little here. You want us to spread the word about you, but nobody can tell anybody else. I'm just as something of a wordsmith myself. That seems a little bit contradictory.
We don't want to accidentally piss off the volcano. You're the volcano now.
Yes. Genius, Pearl. Genius.
She's like, nobody's ever used that word when talking to me.
So what do you want?
I want you to tell people
Poor Nathan.
that are not going to bring armies to my door.
Oh. Peasants. Got it.
We can start with Cindy. She seems to have many desires.
Terrible idea.
I'm
You
gonna
okay,
cry.
Chelsea?
I keep on crying when I'm laughing. I don't know why.
Okay. So do you take the power?
I thought she got the power.
You can have it too.
Nothing to refuse.
Pearl, should I take the power?
It feels very nice. I like the power.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how did it feel?
11.
You can count to 11?
Ever since I found out I was human, I can count more.
Okay. Touches the pincer against your fin. Nah, it's a hand.
It's like a webbed hand.
It's a webbed hand. Yes. You get the same sensation.
Ooh.
Ever since you were human.
I felt a tingle in my Pringle.
Now we can discuss how it will manifest. So this is out of character. You can either take a free level in Warlock under the King's, or you can take a magical artifact. As in, not an artifact as an artifact level, but as in, a particular magical item.
What was the first thing again?
You took
Wow.
a point in Warlock.
A level of Warlock just for free. So you'll basically, yeah. That's why I asked about your charisma earlier.
I think I might do that. That sounds cool.
Let me make sure of one thing, because I might do that as well, but I might not if...
It's a free level. Well, it's not free.
I will not.
You will
It's
not?
free.
I will do the item.
Okay. Okay. What kind of item would he want?
You got
Yes.
his trident.
Something that makes the trident more badass.
Trident
Another
sling.
prong.
A fourth prong.
I'm gonna get a 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 prong.
It's just a 4.
1 prong, 2 prong, 3 prong, 4.
Yeah. 1
Fork.
prong, 2 prong, red prong, blue prong. Yes.
All right. So we'll stop right there for now.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is whenever we come back, I will get back to you about what exactly you got.
Very good. Actually, I need to ask you a question about the trident anyway.
Sure. You'll get your power ready, and we'll have your stuff worked out.
And you guys will have things for next week.
Yeah, I will be thinking about it. I won't be as stressed this week.
Yeah, you have a card ready to
Yeah.
go.
That's how I remember him.
Mr. Krabs. Rest in peace, SpongeBob creator.